This is Angel Reese. Go ahead and play it. She needs a lot of attention. Go ahead.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not.
Oh boy, Angel Reese just took a massive L, and the one delivering it, none other than Patrick Bet-David.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been...
LSU champion turned WNBA rookie thought she could rally the league into a pay sit-out, but she didn't expect someone to bring a calculator to her emotional protest. Patrick Bet-David did the math, and let's just say reality hit harder than a WNBA flop.
So Rob, go to ChatGPT and play the following, type the following thing. How much did the WNBA lose in 2024? You can type that up. How much did the
40
WNBA
million bucks.
So
40?
Lose in 2024. They lost 40 million. Year before was 50 million. So it's some progress that they're making.
Yeah.
From the 40-50.
Progress,
now, watch this here. To address the financial situation, I ask, the WNBA is, Rob, if you go up and ask the other question as well. Ask, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Ask that question.
What does that mean?
Yes. In a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that the WNBA games are not played. The league can actually save money by avoiding operating costs.
Angel Reese, fresh off a rookie season where she's been, let's be real average at best, is now threatening to lead a WNBA strike over pay. Yes, you heard that right. A league that barely pulls TV ratings, struggles with ticket sales, and has been financially propped up by the NBA for decades, is now supposed to magically hand out millions just because Angel Reese said so. Talk about entitlement, the Bayou. Barbie really thinks she's that girl, huh? Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here actually carrying the league, breaking records, and bringing in fans. But somehow, Reese thinks the WNBA should just start printing money for him.
Shot clock is off. Angel Reese has 4 Liberty players around her. Fans yelling to get the ball.
Under Patrick Bet-David, the guy actually sat down, crunched the numbers, and dropped a brutal truth bomb that Angel Reese and her supporters definitely weren't ready for. He laid it out plain and simple. WNBA players are already overpaid relative to what the league generates. If anyone deserves a raise, it's Caitlin Clark, because let's be honest, she's the only reason people even care about this league right now.
Money when so if they go on a strike, the NBA is like, awesome. Okay, however, let me give you some data. Here's the only thing that you got to look at. WNBA has lost money every single year since 1997. According to the reports, the WNBA has operated an annual loss of $10 to $12 million. NBA has owned half of the WNBA financial support. NBA players pay for their salaries, by the way. If the WNBA has broadcasting and sponsorship agreements that often pays out regardless of how many games are played, if the league cuts costs while the 2026 keep go a little bit lower, Rob, if the NBA runs on, bottom line is that WNBA doesn't make any money. Go back to the other question that we asked all the way at the top. There's a number that came up, which is their argument, which you have to kind of defend the argument that they're making. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games, okay? You know what the increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance in a year? 48%. That's massive for them. So that's the argument they're making. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
Then, and when it comes down to merch from 23 to 24, they're up 601%. Then when it comes down to being broadcasted on ESPN, they average 1.2 million viewers per game, 170% increase. So the viewership is higher, and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3. There's an argument for it to be played.
The WNBA is a business, not a charity. Reese talking about a strike is like a fast food worker demanding CEO pay. While the restaurant is still losing money every month, it just doesn't add up. Let's keep it real. Angel Reese's game is mid. At best, she's barely watchable, can't hit open shots, and plays the victim when she doesn't get calls. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is literally selling out arenas, bringing in viewership, and making women's basketball exciting. And here's the crazy part, Clark isn't even the one demanding more money. She's just out here hooping, while Reese is out here crying about paychecks.
If I was the NBA, and the NBA was the face of what? BLM, DEI, ESG, all the bullshit, right? That the NBA was a face of. You know how the NBA views the WNBA? It's marketing dollars. They're losing money every year, but they're gaining votes. That's how they view it. They're viewing it as that. They're not looking at it as a profitable channel that they have. It's just purely marketing dollars to seem noble and do what.
If Angel Reese really wanted more money, maybe she should try, making layups consistently. So let's play this out. Let's say Angel Reese convinces WNBA players to strike. What happens next? Ratings tank even more than they already are. The NBA stops funding them because why fund a league that refuses to play? Caitlin Clark, the only real draw, gets fed up, goes overseas, or moves on. And just like that, the WNBA collapses faster than Angel Reese's shooting percentage. This isn't a power move, it's career suicide. And the craziest part, Angel Reese doesn't even realize she'd be the last player any league would fight to keep. If the WNBA lost her, would anyone even?
The advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Like, we're going to fix that.
Yeah.
That's fixable for you. And I think that's probably the biggest, I think you're
Entitlement, and then there's whatever Angel Reese is doing. The WNBA has been on financial life support for decades, surviving only because the NBA acts as its sugar daddy, pumping in subsidies to keep it afloat. Yet, Reese, who hasn't even finished her rookie season, thinks she deserves more money. Not because she generates more revenue. Not because she's the face of the league. Just because she wants it. The audacity is mind-blowing. This is a league that operates at a loss, draws abysmal TV ratings, plays in half-empty arenas, and barely generates enough revenue to cover its already small player salaries. And yet, here's Angel Reese, a player with a mid-level skill set at best, demanding even more money.
Clark, hammer.
That's right. Reese is being reviewed for possible upgrade to a playground.
I think it'll be upgraded here. And, she gets her really hard there.
Things into perspective, the NBA isn't just supporting the WNBA. It's the reason the league still exists. The hard truth, the WNBA has never been profitable. Unlike the NBA, which pulls in billions, reports suggest the WNBA loses around $10 million every year. And who covers that gap? The NBA. Without that financial backing, the league likely wouldn't have survived this long. This isn't just an investment, it's a full-on subsidy. The NBA foots the bill for marketing, arena costs, and even helps cover player salaries. It's less about growing women's basketball and more about maintaining the image of supporting women's sports, even when the demand simply isn't there. Now, let's talk about Angel Reese. She made a layup in a regular season game and celebrated like it was history in the making. Meanwhile, WNBA players continue to complain about the so-called gender pay gap. But here's the simple reality. NBA players earn more because they generate more. The NBA rakes in over $10 billion a year. The WNBA, barely $60 million. That's not even 1% of the NBA's revenue. So where exactly does Angel Reese expect all this extra money to come from? What's even more surprising is Reese acting like she's barely making ends meet. In her first season, she's set to earn around $74, right on par with the median U.S. household income. On top of that, she gets free flights, meal stipends, and housing assistance perks most jobs don't offer. And let's not forget, she was already a millionaire before stepping onto a WNBA court, with nil deals in college, bringing in over $1.7 million and endorsement deals from Reebok, McDonald's, Amazon, and more. She's far from struggling. At the end of the day, the numbers speak for themselves. The WNBA isn't suffering from a pay gap, it's dealing with a revenue gap. Until that changes, the financial reality will stay the same.
About to witness something you never seen before. Angel Reese made a layup. In a regular season game,
Instead of elevating the league with her performance, she's focused on playing the victim. Rather than driving up viewership or proving her value on the court, she's stirring up controversy over salaries that simply don't match the league's revenue. The truth is, Reese isn't struggling, she just doesn't want to accept that WNBA players don't command NBA-level paychecks. Private jets, designer wardrobes, and luxury cars come from market demand, not entitlement. NBA stars earn their massive salaries because millions of fans pay to watch them play. The WNBA, it's struggling to fill arenas. Instead of blaming the system, maybe it's time to face the facts. If Reese and other WNBA players want bigger paydays, the league needs to generate bigger profits. Until then, expecting NBA money without NBA-level revenue isn't just unrealistic, it's delusional.
With the 7th pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, the Chicago Sky select Angel Reese, LSU.
Well, there it is, Angel Reese, the 7th overall pick of...
It comes to marketability. Angel Reese isn't even close to Caitlin Clark. Clark is breaking records, filling arenas, and drawing in massive TV audiences. The most watched women's college basketball games, they featured Clark, but instead of leveling up her game, Reese has spent more time fueling controversy, whether it's arguing with fans, faking rivalries, or playing the victim when things don't go her way. Drama might be entertaining on reality TV, but it won't save a struggling league. While Caitlin Clark is attracting new fans and elevating women's basketball, Reese seems more focused